So someone recently asked me, Cindy, how can I change a sad thought? And I thought, this is a great question. And personally, this is one I'm wrestling with myself today. My beloved cat Daisy is not doing well and was diagnosed yesterday with lymphoma and is living on borrowed time. So the sad thoughts are creeping in. And the reality is, she's 16 years old and no one or nothing lives forever. And, I'm just not ready to let her go. This was a sudden illness for me. And of course, it could have been coming on for a while, but just recently diagnosed. But I don't want to let her suffer. I don't want to let her suffer either. So I'm wrestling with this balance of letting her live out a quality life as long as possible, but not too long that she suffers an inhumane death, which could happen for her. And as in any sad situation, and we've all had them and we will all continue to have them, we must allow ourselves to feel that sadness because it's a normal emotion. It's who we are as human beings. We need to lean into it and embrace it because this chapter with her is going to be closing soon for me. And when I got the news yesterday, I let the tears flow and I looked around the house and imagined what it would be like without her by my side each day, going through our daily routines that we do. And now that I'm working from home full time, she's always by my side and we do have our daily routines. So I had to validate my feelings, as do you. You've got to let them flow and give them a voice. We've got to process these feelings and not stuff them down and pretend that they don't exist. Now, if you're at a place where you know that the sad thoughts have just been lingering too long and you need to change them, I want to give you some helpful tips. So ask yourself, and I know this is going to sound like a strange question, but it's really the most important question you need to ask yourself when you're getting in touch or in tune with these emotions and these feelings that you just can't quite pinpoint. So ask yourself, how do I know that I'm sad? And again, it's going to force you to know how you know. So what thoughts are you thinking? Are you replaying movies, rehearsing worst case scenarios? And I was doing that yesterday. I was playing movies out of my mind about, I was future pacing, I was projecting. And again, that's normal. It's not abnormal. The abnormal part is when it just goes on too long. This is brand new news to me. I've got to wrap my arms around this and wrestle with the idea that, she's going to be gone sooner than I had planned. And none of us are in control of that anyway, right? So again, what thoughts are you thinking? The second one is, where are you feeling this emotion or this feeling in your body? Is your digestive system acting up? Are you weepy, feeling that lump in your throat? Maybe you don't have an appetite. Maybe for some people that get stressed, they immediately want to go to sleep. So where are you feeling that sadness in your body? Just notice how you know, because it all starts in your mind and what you're doing. We all process it the same way. We do something up here first, mind-body connection. The body will follow the mind. You're going to feel that somewhere. I know I did. I felt it in my stomach. My stomach is always my first barometer for my emotions. And immediately when I got the news and I got home and got her settled, my stomach started acting up. So that was my emotions. So write all this down on a piece of paper. And you can even organize this into 3 columns, like columns of memories, emotions, body sensations. Then what you need to do is sit down. And my favorite tool to reduce anxiety and overwhelm is a tool called tapping. And for those that have been with me for a while, you know that this is my go-to. It's my favorite because it normally gets results pretty fast. So first of all, the very first thing you need to do is rate your sadness from 1 to 10, with 10 meaning it's really strong. Then we're going to start tapping on these acupressure points between the eye right here. And you can use either hand, doesn't matter, both hands. Between the eyes, side of the eye, under the eye, collarbone right here, and then we'll be grabbing our wrist. And I'm just going to give you a real brief, short synopsis of how this works. So look at your list and start tapping, start the tapping process like this. For example, you might say, start tapping between the eyes, all the sadness, side of the eye. I just let it go. It's safe to let it go. And I'm okay as I let the sadness go. Grab your wrist, take a deep breath in, release it out, and say peace. Now you immediately will go to your a happy memory, something that makes you feel good, unrelated to your sadness. Step into that. So I wouldn't go to my happy memories about my cat because it might pull me back into that sadness. I'll go to a happy memory, like a vacation that I had. So step into that happy memory, really feel it for about 15 to 30 seconds. Just sit with it. And then when you've got that good feeling, take another deep breath in, release it out. Grab your wrist, peace. Now you're going to rinse and repeat that until you reduce the intensity to at least a 2 or under. If you were at a 10, just keep doing it over and over and over. All right. And if let it go feels too strong for you, because sometimes it does feel too strong for people, depending on what they're dealing with, sometimes surrender and let it be is just a little softer, more gentle. So use whatever words come up for you. So once you've done that, move to the next item on your list and repeat the entire process again. So for me yesterday, I would have said this stomach sadness, the tightness in my stomach, the ball of grief in my stomach, however I would have described it. And then I would have grabbed my wrist, deep breath in, out, go to my happy memory, go back, reassess. Did it drop in intensity? And normally it does. And if it doesn't, your mind may have come up with something else, something you didn't think about before. You might have gone, oh yeah, now, it's not sadness. Now I'm feeling loneliness or whatever. So your brain will do that. Your brain will bring to the surface what you need to deal with. So just notice that, write it down on your piece of paper, and just continue to work through that. And so by the time you finish and go through your list, your sadness should feel a lot better. You should have some sense of relief. Not saying it won't come back, because your mind's going to continue producing things, but it's a way to manage your emotions. You're not going to cure yourself. That's not going to completely go away. It's a way to manage it on your own, by yourself, in real time, so that you aren't stewing and going down that dark rabbit hole. It's a way to bring yourself out. So let me know if you have any questions with this, especially if this is your first time or that you've been introduced to tapping. And one last note, if you don't find a way to manage your emotions, they're going to compound, and they're going to get worse with time, because nothing will change until you change something. And I have been using this technique since 2008 very successfully. So that's it, guys. I want you to have a good day. See you in the next video.